Well, that went wrong right from the start, didn't it? Because, yes, I predicted the Boston Celtics to win this series in 7 games, but I also made the bold prediction that through all 7 games of this series, we would not get one blowout. I said that on both So What's the Catch and the sports channels. I said we would not get one game where the difference was less than 10. And last night in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics seemingly heard me make that prediction, and they just laughed and said, yeah, we're going to destroy your prediction right off the bat. So they did, because the Celtics won 120-108. Who'd have thunk it? YouTube Nation, I'm Unger to the Max, coming at you with today's episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. Now, I'll get more into the NBA Finals in a different video. Today's video, I'm actually going to look at the Stanley Cup Playoffs because there's something very, very, very interesting that I need to look at. We are down to the Final Four. Over in the Western Conference, you've got the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Edmonton Oilers. The Avalanche are up 2-0 in that series. Game 3 will be tomorrow over at Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. But tonight, from Madison Square Garden in New York City at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. ESPN, I just gave you a free plug. I expect a check in the mail. Pay up. It is the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, Tampa Bay Lightning, taking on the New York Rangers. So, to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Lightning won a 7-game series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Then, in the second round, they swept their in-state rival and the President's Trophy winners, the Florida Panthers. Meanwhile, the New York Rangers, in the first round, they came back from a 3-1 series deficit to beat my beloved Pittsburgh Penguins, so that hurt my soul a little bit. And then in round 2, they defeated the Carolina Hurricanes in 7 games. New York has home ice advantage as they finished second in the Metropolitan Division, and Tampa Bay finished third in the Atlantic Division. Now, the primary color for both of these teams is blue, hence why I'm wearing blue. I'm not rooting for either of these teams because I don't particularly like either one of these teams. But as a hockey fan, hell yeah, I'm going to watch because it's the goddamn Stanley Cup Finals. Or, we're not at the Stanley Cup Finals yet. But it's the damn Stanley Cup Playoffs. Stanley Cup Playoffs, you can make an argument, are the best playoffs in all of sports. You could make an argument for that. And I don't think he would be wrong. Anyway, so, like I said, it is the Tampa Bay Lightning against the New York Rangers. Game 2 is tonight. Rangers lead the series 1-0 after they defeated the Lightning 6-2 in Game 1 at Madison Square Garden. Game 3 will be Sunday afternoon at Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. Yes, in the Stanley Cup playoffs, they play every other day. It's not like in the NBA playoffs where, like, Game 1 is on Tuesday and then Game 2 is on Saturday. I don't know why they do such big gaps, but whatever. So, interesting, like I said earlier in the video, the primary color for both the Lightning and the Rangers is blue. And blue teams have had a lot of success in the Stanley Cup playoffs over the past few seasons. Going back to 2019, the St. Louis Blues, well, they won their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. They came into the league as part of the Great Expansion in 1967, which also brought us the Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, LA Kings. I believe the California Golden Seals were part of that. St. Louis Blues came into the league that year. Maybe there were some other teams that I'm forgetting. Okay? Then in 2020, the Tampa Bay Lightning met the New York Islanders in the Eastern Conference Final. The Lightning would go on to win that series against the Islanders. Then they would advance to the Stanley Cup Final, where they would go on to win the Cup. In, I believe it was 6 games against the Dallas Stars. In 2021, the Lightning and Islanders would meet again in the Eastern Conference Final. Again, the Lightning would win the series and advance to the Stanley Cup Final. This time, because the NHL did the Stanley Cup Playoffs a little bit differently in 2021, they actually met their division rival, the Montreal Canadiens, in the Stanley Cup Final. Montreal has blue as one of their colors, but I would say it's their secondary color. Because if you look at their jerseys, Montreal's jerseys are red, not blue. It's red and it has a little bit of blue in the middle. So, yeah. And then the Lightning would go on to win the Cup in 2021. So they're looking to win the Stanley Cup for the 3rd consecutive year. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think the Rangers are going to win the series against the Lightning, and New York will go to the Stanley Cup Final, most likely to face Colorado, and that would be a fantastic series. I could see the Rangers possibly winning that series, but if it ends up being New York against Colorado, I would go with the Avalanche. Now, interestingly, all 4 of these teams use blue as one of their colors. Here's the difference, though. The Rangers and Lightning have blue as their primary color. The Oilers and the Avalanche use blue as their secondary color. The primary color for Colorado is burgundy. The primary color for Edmonton is orange. If I were the president of the Colorado Avalanche, I would actually give them a rebrand. They would still be called Colorado, but instead of the Avalanche, I would call them the Yetis or the Bigfoots. No, Yetis. They have this really cool logo. It's one of their alternate logos. It's a foot to represent Bigfoot or the Yeti. Whatever you want to call it. I think either name is fine. So, I think it would be cool if you called, like, we just got an NHL team called the Kraken. We don't know if the Kraken really exists or not. The Kraken is a mythological creature. Why not bring another mythological creature into the NHL? So, if I were in charge of the Colorado Avalanche, as much as I like the name Avalanche, I would put them through an entire rebrand and call them the Colorado Yetis. So, that's going to do it for this episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, punch that like button like a UFC fighter and punch that subscribe button. I want to get to 500 subscribers by the end of summer. So, by roughly September 1st, I want to get to 500 subscribers. And just so you know, over the past couple seasons, I've made it my mission to do a video collaboration for every game on the Cleveland Browns schedule. Unfortunately, due to outside circumstances, I have not been able to complete that goal. That goal is coming back into play this season. I am making it my mission to do a video collaboration for every game on the Cleveland Browns schedule. Starting with week 1 against the Panthers, going to week 2 against the Jets, week 3 against the Steelers, week 4 against the Falcons, and going all the way down to week 18 against the Steelers in a rematch. So, Be on the lookout for those videos as the NFL season happens. But in the meantime, enjoy the NBA Finals, enjoy the Stanley Cup Playoffs, and I will see you on the next episode of the Sports Room Talk Show.